A submerged car is pulled from the Pecatonica River. The Winnebago County Sheriff explains its connection to a decades-old cold case.
Plus, Freeport School District adopts a program to collaborate with law enforcement, how their partnership is working to reduce violence among teens.
And measles cases are cropping up across the country. Health experts say the spread is being helped by low vaccination rates.
Live from WTVO 17. This is Eyewitness News at 5.
Good evening, I'm Mimi Murphy.
And I'm David Greenberg. Our top story tonight is developing right now. The Winnebago County Sheriff's Office is investigating after fire and rescue personnel pull a car from the Pecatonica River.
Investigators say it's the same vehicle from a 1976 cold case. Taylor Castro is live with more on the investigation. Taylor?
Yeah, David, Mimi, just behind me is the Pecatonica River, where crews have wrapped up the recovery of the car, but the area is still blocked off here. Local departments were on scene as early as 9 this morning to help. They had gotten a tip from fishermen about something in the water, and divers went underwater around noon, but it wasn't brought to the surface until hours later, since the car was stuck in the mud. Officials say they had to be extremely careful so the car didn't fall apart or sustain any damage. Winnebago County Sheriff Gary Caruana did confirm that the 1966 Chevrolet Impala that they recovered is connected to the missing persons case of Everett Hawley and Clarence Owens, who disappeared on February 19th, 1976. The sheriff says this discovery shows that cold cases are never really closed.
No case is ever done. I know that my deputy chief of the detectives, he assigns cold cases, and we keep drilling down on them. Case in point is the Tammy Tracy, and then this one, and we constantly look at it. We, again, get leads, we talk to people, we're constantly following up on the leads and investigating, so no case is ever done. And this is definitely obvious.
This is all preliminary information as the Sheriff's Department reopens this investigation. Reporting in Pecatonica for your home team, I'm Taylor Castro. David, Mimi, back to you.
All right, Taylor, thanks for that live report. Investigators work to find the cause of a fire at a Machesney Park business. Around 3 this morning, several departments were called to Curtis Metal Finishing for a fire. Harlem Roscoe's chief says no workers were injured. We know flames spread to the roof, and investigators are looking into possible vent issues.
Lawmakers on Capitol Hill are now making a push to end no-knock search warrants. This morning, Republican Senator Rand Paul and Democratic Representative Morgan McGarvey held a press conference endorsing the Justice for Breonna Taylor Act. They made statements about intentions to reintroduce the bill in the Senate. This bill would prohibit federal law enforcement and state and local police departments that receive federal funding from executing these no-knock search warrants.
I'm very hopeful that this will move forward. I'm sorry that it took the death of Breonna to get everybody unified, but people say, why is there no bipartisanship? Well, we had a terrible tragedy, and now there is. The state legislature virtually unanimously passed this, almost all Republicans and Democrats, and then the Metro Council did as well. So if there was ever any good that came from this tragedy, I'm hoping that the law will change and that will prevent this from ever happening again. Thank you.
Well, the bill is named in honor of Taylor, who was killed in her Louisville home when officers entered under the authority of a no-knock warrant.
Freeport school administrators and teachers could soon have another tool to keep students safe.
Yeah, the program's not new to the area, but will be a first for the city. Drea Baroni learned more about the latest school district taking part. Drea, what'd you find out?
David, Mimi, Freeport could join Ogle County and Rockford Public Schools using the Handle with Care program. If a student witnesses violence or some kind of traumatic event, police notify the district. There aren't many details provided other than who the student is and the message Handle with Care. The idea is to give those kids a bit more attention and kindness. Aside from helping the students in need at that moment, school administrators say it can prevent future violence.
This also ties into the school safety initiative a bit, right? Where we know one factor that can be associated with the student's decision to engage in an act of violence potentially is the impact of stressors in the home or feelings of despair potentially. So the sooner we know, we can use that more to include and pull those students back closer versus allowing that to be another factor that makes students feel less connected.
City council members are scheduled to talk about a formal agreement between police and the school district tonight. Aldermen could vote at next week's meeting. Coming up at 6, we'll hear from Freeport Police on their role in this program. Mimi?
All right, thanks, Drea. President Biden wants to give Americans a $10,000 tax credit just for selling their homes. The mortgage relief tax credit amounts to $5,000 a year for 2 years. The administration hopes the move would help people who are stuck in their houses because they don't want to give up the mortgage they got back when the rates were lower. It would free up those so-called starter homes for first-time buyers who would also receive a tax credit to offset the high cost of today's borrowing rates.
Well, the federal government is urging insurance companies to make advance payments to healthcare providers following a cyber attack. Officials from the Labor and Health Department say the advanced payments would ensure there's not a disruption in service. The cyber attack is preventing Change Healthcare from processing payments. The system, as part of United Health Group, processes 15 billion transactions each year.
A measles outbreak that started in Florida is spreading, with new cases now being reported in the Windy City. 3 cases of measles have been reported in Chicago just weeks after at least 10 cases were reported hundreds of miles away in Florida. That's raising fears that the disease could be spreading across the country. The CDC says there are now reported measles cases in at least 17 states. Most doctors agree the spread is being fueled by low vaccination rates, especially among young children.
In a lot of the states now, we're seeing new vaccination rates in the children in the high 60s, which means that we've got an awful lot of susceptible kids that are out there.
Measles is much more contagious than COVID-19. It's incredibly safe in terms of the vaccination. This is not a cause for panic or cause for alarm. It's called for good prevention, which is immunization.
The CDC recommends an isolation period of 3 weeks if your kids are unvaccinated and they are exposed to the measles.
A promising new technology may be able to create a child from same-sex couples. The technology uses skin cells from one person to change the genetics of a donated egg. That egg can be fertilized to create an embryo that has the genetics of the skin cell and donated sperm cell. Researchers say this may one day help same-sex couples and women who are unable to produce healthy eggs have their own children. The work was done on mice, and it'll be years before the technique could be available for humans. Their findings that appear in the journal Science Advances.
Congress prepares to pass a bill to ban TikTok.
Up next, the app's parent company says the law goes against the First Amendment.
And coming up at 6, Illinois lawmakers consider ways to ease the financial burden for upcoming teachers. The legislation is part of ongoing efforts to combat a shortage of educators in the state.
Our temperature has made it to 70 degrees, just 1 degree away from our record high for today. We've got another warm afternoon tomorrow, but then a chance for some rain and even some thunderstorms and a drop in temperatures as we look into the upcoming weekend. A little more on that a little later.
Lawmakers appear ready to pass a bill that threatens to delete TikTok from your smartphone.
Yeah, that's right. The bipartisan legislation would order the Chinese-based company ByteDance to sell off the app if it wants to remain available to users in the U.S. Washington correspondent Jesse Tenor reports on the debate.
It knows you better than you know yourself.
TikTok is a large part of many Americans' lives, including members of Congress who depend on it to connect with key voters. But lawmakers are still threatening to ban the popular social media app.
The problem is the algorithm that powers it is controlled by a company in China that must do whatever the Chinese Communist Party tells them to do.
During a Senate hearing Monday, top intelligence officials warned ByteDance's ownership of TikTok threatens national security. FBI Director Christopher Wray said that includes influencing elections and promoting conspiracy theories.
The different kinds of influence operations you're describing are extraordinarily difficult to detect.
Democrats and Republicans have been working together on a bill that would ban TikTok in the U.S. unless it completely removes itself from ByteDance. A House committee unanimously passed the legislation Thursday.
That is impressive in nature in any instance.
In another rare move, Republicans plan to move it forward Wednesday for a vote in the full House, despite former President Donald Trump opposing the bill.
If they pass it, I'll sign it.
President Joe Biden supports the legislation. The White House even helped craft it. But the president's re-election campaign also recently got on TikTok. If passed and signed into law, the bill would give ByteDance roughly 6 months to sell TikTok. In Washington, I'm Jesse Tenor.
Well, it's been a warm start to the week. Temperatures in the 60s, close to 70 today.
Pretty nice out there. After the break, Candace tells us about our chances for storms later this week.
First Warn Weather Forecast from Chief Meteorologist Candace King.
Well, it has been a beautiful March afternoon as temperatures today made it into the mid and upper 60s, into the low 70s. We've had plenty of sunshine, just a few high-level clouds kind of working in for parts of the area here late this afternoon. The downfall to today has been the wind. It has been rather gusty out there, but it's that southwest wind that has bumped our temperatures close to that 70-degree mark. Now, we are still dealing with some winds gusting 30 to 35 miles per hour, but over the next few hours, these wind speeds will begin to subside a bit. We'll hold on to the breeze as we go through the night, but it won't be quite as strong overnight. 70 right now in Rockford, Freeport, 66 in Monroe, 68 in Janesville, Rochelle, 67 currently in DeKalb. Our weather watcher Terry down in Genoa, 69. That dew point temperature coming up, so we are adding in a little more moisture. That number sits at 43. Southwesterly wind at 25 miles per hour. Right now gusting close to 32. Now the wind speeds, as I mentioned, will begin to subside here as we get through sunset. We'll still maintain about a 10 to 15 mile per hour wind overnight tonight, but you'll notice that wind picking right back up into the afternoon tomorrow. Winds will be gusting back close to 30 to 35 miles per hour for tomorrow afternoon. Now our dew point temperatures go up just a bit for tomorrow, but still with some low relative humidity values, the warm numbers, the gusty winds, that does elevate that fire risk just like we had for today. So again, limit outdoor burning for tomorrow. While things are fairly quiet with high pressure in control, we look out here to the west. Our next storm system beginning to work in and eventually gives us a little more of an unsettled weather pattern over the course of the next couple of days. But not expecting anything here as we head through the night tonight. I do think temperatures will drop back into the low 40s, so a comfortable night. We may see a little more cloud cover, especially towards the afternoon and evening tomorrow, but still another warm day as we're back into the upper 60s and low 70s. Now there is a cold front that comes in late tomorrow evening. This front, while it passes through and will kind of settle to the south of us on Wednesday, could be enough to generate a shower, maybe a thunderstorm overnight Tuesday. We could actually have some smaller hail, especially south of us. And I think along and south of that Interstate 88 corridor, the best chance to see any of that. That'll be moving to our east and southeast once we get into Wednesday morning. Wednesday morning, we may see a lingering shower or two, but our winds will be working in from the northeast. In some places, that wind will shift to the southeast. So temperatures are back into the 60s for Wednesday afternoon, and most of Wednesday is looking to stay dry. Now that front then becomes the focus for some additional showers and thunderstorms, especially late Wednesday night going into Thursday. As that boundary tries to lift up to the north, we get an area of low pressure that develops down here to the southwest. So I think Wednesday night into Thursday, we've got the potential for some heavier rain showers, but Thursday afternoon is a day I think we have to keep an eye on. Reason being, while that front settles just to the south of us and kind of sets up shop as a warm front slash stationary boundary. To the north of that, temperatures with an easterly wind are in the 50s and 40s, and that could include us here in northern Illinois and southern Wisconsin. To the south of that, those temperatures are warming into the 60s and the 70s, so it gets very warm south of that boundary. So there is the potential for some thunderstorms, and wherever that front sets up, depending on instability, could be potentially maybe a stronger thunderstorm or two. Right now, that looks to stay a little favored to the south, but it is something we'll keep an eye on for Thursday. Behind that, however, temperatures are going to drop, and you'll notice it'll be a lot cooler here going into the weekend. So 41 degrees for us tonight. Temperature tomorrow, we're back up near 72. Not quite a record. We were close to record highs this afternoon. 66 on Wednesday, down to 53 on Thursday, and then we're looking at the 40s here as we head into the weekend.
All right, Candace, thanks. That beautiful 70s felt great out there.
Yeah, certainly nice. Wisconsin next with sports. Both the Bears and the Packers have been adding big-name running backs in free agency.
And the Bears have lost a potential trade partner for Justin Fields. This all unfolding.
Now, sports with sports director Scott Lever.
Well, the Packers will have a new number one running back next season, and he's a former NFL rushing champion. According to multiple reports, the Packers have an agreement with former Raider Josh Jacobs. 2 years ago, he led the NFL with more than 1,600 yards rushing. He also scored 12 touchdowns that season. Last year, he missed 4 games with an injury, and his numbers dipped in half. He only rushed for 805 yards, and he scored 6 touchdowns. Jacobs has rushed for at least 800 yards in all 5 of his NFL seasons. 3 times he's topped 1,000 yards. The number one job in Green Bay is definitely his because the Packers have also released Aaron Jones. So he's gone after 7 seasons with the Packers. He was due to make $12 million this season. Well, the Bears have also added one of the big-name running backs in free agency. They have a deal with former Lion and former Eagle DeAndre Swift. He's agreed to a 3-year contract worth $7 million this season. Swift rushed for just over 1,000 yards last season. He also scored 5 touchdowns on the ground and 1 receiving. Based on what the Bears are paying him, Swift will go into the next season as the number 1 running back ahead of Khalil Herbert and Rashawn Johnson. Before free agency began, the Bears spent big money late last week to keep cornerback Jalen Johnson. They agreed to pay him $76 million over the next 4 years. Today, Johnson met with reporters at Hallis Hall and discussed the long process it took to get to this point.
For us, I think it was just all about timing. I mean, of course, we were going through some things and trying to work through it in the middle of the season, and then after that, it just turned into focusing on ball. So, I mean, once season ended, kind of let some things settle, and then just starting negotiations up again. So, I mean, I think just trying to just knock it out in a timely fashion is something that we knew was going to come.
If that's not enough Bears news, there's also this. They say the Bears, they are moving forward with a new stadium plan to build a stadium just south of Soldier Field. They have pledged to contribute $2 million toward $2 billion, I should say, toward the construction of that stadium. There's no word on what the total cost of the stadium will be. This plan, though, might not be final. Some people think the Bears might simply be announcing this to put even more pressure on politicians in Arlington Heights to give them a better deal on a stadium there. We can forget about the Bears trading Justin Fields to the Falcons. They've just landed Kirk Cousins as their quarterback. Reports say he has a 4-year deal worth an average of $45 million this season. Cousins spent 6 years with the Vikings. He made 3 Pro Bowls. That's sports. We'll be right back.
It has been another warm spring afternoon as temperatures today made it into the 70s. Our skies stay quiet. The First Warn Interactive Radar brought to us by Rockford Auto Glass and more. Windy out there this evening, but the wind will subside a bit here as we head throughout the rest of the night. Temperatures down around 41, 72 tomorrow. A few isolated thunderstorms late tomorrow night.
All right, thanks, Candace.
World News Tonight's up next. We'll see you back here at 6.